Welcome back, and thanks for joining us for the final of the international professional event here on the Isle of Man. And to help me preview that final between two of the best players in the world right now is Craig Marsh. Craig, unfortunately, we stood next to the trophy. This is what you could have won, but what a final we've got in store.
Yeah, absolutely. They're probably they are the two best players in the world at the moment, especially on the tour, So, yeah, I think it'll be a good final. Call it. I wouldn't like to say really, but I suppose you're going to put me on the spot later, no doubt.
Well, we can talk about that. But obviously, what sets these two apart from everybody else? Why are they cleaning up the silverware this season?
It's just consistency, isn't it? They are the two, used in the balls, etc. There's loads of people that can beat them, but consistency-wise, they're the two best players in the world for that reason, because they're the most consistent, and that's the end of it. There's nothing else about it really.
How big a part do you think the breaks will play? I don't think either player has sort of mastered the break this weekend, but somehow they just shows how good they are when they're hands on the table that they're still in the final.
Well, Mark's always broke like a girl anyway, so that's irrelevant. But he does well. He does well when his hands on the table. Liam didn't break all bad against me, he broke quite well. So I think he's got a bigger break really. So that might come down to it, and it could be the defining factor.
Could it be another 8-7 thriller? Is that what we think's on the cards here?
Yeah, but the nature of the pool. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them won 8-1 and had 8 chances and took them all. So that's just the nature of the game at this standard. You know what I mean? It's yeah, I think it will be close. I think 8-6 either way. I think is about right.
Okay, well I won't put you on the spot because I just stood over there, so I don't think that's fair. So let's get over to the commentary box to introduce the match and what a match it should be. Don't go anywhere, just sit back, enjoy, relax. Two great players doing what they do. So welcome everyone to the final of the international professional event here at the Palace Hotel on the fantastic Isle of Man. And we've hot-footed it from the arena, myself, Kev Barton, and star player extraordinaire, Craig Marsh. Craig, as we sort of talked about there in the build-up to this final, this should be an absolutely cracking match between simply the two best players in the world right now.
Yeah, they are, that's right. I think it will be a good match. I think it'll be quite close because, like I said, I can't see anybody really running away with it. I won't be surprised, but I can't see it. Do you know what I mean? So, if I'd have to pick a winner, I think I'd go Liam 8-6. I think it'd be tight.
Yeah, it's going to be close. I mean, there's no reason to think it's going to be anything but close. These two are at the top of the game, and for sort of people who are new to to seeing these players. What are the strengths of these two players, their individual strengths?
Well, Mark, with his hand on the table, is the best player in the world, fact. With his hand on the table, he's awesome. His white ball's incredible. Liam, I think, he's as good as Mark, obviously, we know that. But I just think the way that he plays the game plays a lot of part in winning matches. I think it helps him along the way that he plays and how slow that not slow, but the pace that he plays at. It's quite hard to get any sort of rhythm against him, if you like. But yeah, I think it'd be a good game. I think it'd be a good game tonight.
He's Liam's sort of style of play is very low risk. He keeps everything very simple, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and that's the way everybody wants to play the game. Do you know what I mean? That's the way you're meant to play the game. So, he's doing everything right. It's not a bad thing, But it's not pleasing on the eye really, but it is good. It is, like, I'd love to have his, as I said, I've always said on comms before, I'd love to have his determination and his attitude. His attitude to the game is incredible.
The international professional final, race to 8 for 8.
Here we go.
First frame, Mark Farnsworth to break. Time running.
Our referee Ben Taylor Fuente, one of the best in the business, gets things underway. Mark Farnsworth wins the lag. How crucial might that be in an hour's time? Time will tell.
He did that well. as he said earlier before coming on, he's not really known for his break, but
Like a girl, I think you said.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah, but he's timed that really well, actually.
Well, I've seen some of these women break over the weekend, and they can hit a ball, I can tell you.
Absolutely.
I think that phrase will be redundant very soon.
It will be. I'll probably live to regret that, I think. But
yeah, I mean, we've talked about the strengths of these players. You know, if they have got any weaknesses, what do you think they are?
well, Mark is usually his break. You know, I think that's probably his biggest weakness. But I mean, the margins are so small that they haven't really got any. Do you know what I mean? They haven't got any Mark's battling qualities are just as good as Liam's. You know, I think, as I said to you earlier, the most consistent players in the world. I think that's one of the reasons why as well, because of their battling qualities. You know, all of us can pop balls and clear. You know, when we get a chance, but doing it under the cosh as well is the difference sometimes.
Yeah, doing it when it matters.
That's right.
But first opportunity here for Mark. And these two are building up a really good rivalry in the sport, aren't they? It's sort of been around for sort of 3 or 4 years, and it's one of those, you know, it's Pool's version of, you know, Federer and Nadal, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it's good to see it unfold as well. I enjoy sort of rivalries and sort of you know, wanting to beat somebody badly. Do you know what I mean? I enjoy all that. So yeah, that's good. I think he's stuck to the red. I don't think he's on it.
Did he play the double just to try and nudge that red out a little bit?
No, I think he's stuck to the side of the red. I don't think he can pot the one over the hole, can he? No, he's having to swerve it, look. Ooh.
Wow. He's trying to move the floor there to try and just shake it in, but
He's still in total control here, though. Do you know what I mean? But this is where Liam's really clever as well. This sort of game, the way when he's in a lot of trouble, you know, he seems to find a shot to be able to pull himself back into the frame, like, you know.
10 seconds.
He's really clever that way.
Extension call.
well, he's going to have to conjure up something here.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble here, but I won't be surprised if he thinks of something to get himself back in the game.
Is he looking at defensive here, or is he looking at just a way that he can attack?
Well, me personally, he's got a finish on, because he can pot this one in the corner down here, in the bottom left-hand corner. Play the one next to the red down here, and then pot the one over the hole and go into the two on the side rail. I think that'll be looking like, I think he's playing a double, is he? I don't think I'll be playing that. I'd be potting this long one, still into the side rail, potting the one over the hole and going into him from behind, because you're going in from behind, then you're knocking him down the table where there's no danger. So that'd probably be my shot. But
He's not playing a delicate little snooker, is he?
yeah, possibly.
Back double into the
double.
big pocket. Oh, that's a little bit unlucky.
That's a bit unlucky.
And that's the deceiving thing about Liam. Although he is methodical, but he's still taking the attacking option if it's there.
I think he's got better at that over the last sort of 2 years, whereas before you might have seen him roll up there when there was no need. That he's had a chance to win the frame.
10 seconds.
But I think he's opened up a little bit over the years, the last couple of years. I think that's what's made him a better player, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's been a little bit unlucky twice,
But I think that also shows the other side of Liam, where his weakness is, if he has one, that he's not a shot maker type player, is he? He's not like a you.
no, and he hasn't got a hell of a lot of cue power either.
Yeah.
Like when he has to like move the white around the table, he does struggle with it a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably his main weakness, I think. But it's also a strength of his as well, because his touch is brilliant.
Yeah.
His touch is really good because of that. He's got a bit lucky there, to leave touching balls. So touched him up a bit.
I mean, they use the word weakness very lightly.
Yeah,
It's,
absolutely. I mean, yeah.
you know, who needs cue power when you've got the white exactly where you need it every shot.
Exactly, yeah. And that's definitely one of his strengths. His white ball's really good, and the way he takes the finishes out is nice as well.
10 seconds.
I think I must have a lot of cue power. The way I'd have to take him out.
And me constantly moving the white on the table, me.
So the early exchanges, obviously, both players, even though they've won pretty much everything between them.
A little bit edgy, innit? A little bit edgy.
Yeah.
Which is good. I like to see that.
So he's going for the double. He's taking the ball by the horns. It was close, but it's just hit the side cushion.
I think it was worth it.
He's certainly not going to take a back seat, is he,
No,
Mark? He's going to. If there's a
no.
chance, he's going.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And that's why he's so good to watch as well, I think, because he does have a go at everything, like same as most of us, really. But
10 seconds.
nice shot. Play the long one first? Did just leave two open shots, or did he play the yellow and come back and forth? He's playing the long one, I think.
Liam is a very good player at playing top on the, putting the ball and moving the white across the table and judging the position. I've noticed that over the last year or so. He's one of the best players of sort of shots we run inside. To manoeuvre the white ball.
I agree, yeah.
Very, very good.
So, 2 drop-ins, as we call it, for the first frame.
Well, you might call them drop-ins, Greg. I'm calling that a difficult finish.
Yeah, good job. Nice finish.
In it goes. So that little error.
First blood against the break as well, which is a big thing, really.
Yeah, little error from Mark. And, Liam duly stepped in. The early exchanges in this race to 8 frames to take home that fantastic trophy, and a little bit of money as well. I think there's a little bit of money involved, isn't there?
There's a few quid these days. It's great. Yeah, but
it's beating your opponent, isn't it? At this level, it's all about beating your opponent.
yeah, the money's nice. Don't get me wrong, that's what we play for, But yeah, it's nice to have a grudge match, where you win a grudge match. I like all that.
What would you say? Have you built up any rivalries, over the last 5-10 years?
Oh, I'm too nice to everyone. That's a problem. No, I do like playing Liam. Just because of how hard he tries and how and he is number 1 on the tour at the moment as well. So yeah, he's probably the only one, really. This annoys me though. I don't get why he does this all the time, but.
He's just asking for the balls to be re-racked. He must have seen some gaps in there.
I can't get it to sit, unfortunately. It's just moving away. Yeah, it's just moving away every time I move the rack away.
What do you think? What's your take here, Kev, on, pushing them balls now forward, let's say, a mil, 2 mil? Do you think it really makes a hell of a lot of difference? I mean, because let's say, for instance, now, right, how often does he get that black right on that spot, as in the spot in the middle of the black? How often does that actually happen? So then, you're either going to be a mil at the back or a mil at the front. So I don't see the hell, the point really.
Well, he seems to have done it. So
yeah, I just don't see if there's ever a problem with a rack like that. I don't understand why.
With this cloth, it should never. They should always just stay.
Stay. Yeah.
So, but he's got it to work. There may just been a little bit of something on the cloth, or I don't know. Oh, crikey!
Oh, it's knocked out of the way. Oh, I got
Oh,
yellow.
it's dropped. But where's the white going?
Oh,
Wow, that break had just about everything.
and come on, Kev. If we're on comms here, it's where the cue ball going, not where's the white going. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the cue ball going?
I've not been to my training yet.
10 seconds.
To go on a training course to the little white thing. Well, it's not even white, is it? It's actually cream coloured. You know,
sorry.
No, I was going to say, talking about the white ball, we see a lot of chatter in various, groups and stuff about the white ball. Why it's smaller in our game.
Yeah.
And obviously we all know the reason, that it's because of the pubs, and so it could, didn't go in the mechanism, so you didn't have to stick another 50p in every time you played the white ball. And then you see a lot of people, and they say, "Oh, it should be the same size as the cue ball, as the object balls." And I sort of think, why?
Yeah.
That's our game.
What difference does it make? Yeah.
Why do we want to be like another game?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't. No, I don't mind that at all. They're being smaller. I was going to say before that then that I think that's another thing that Liam's worked hard on over the last sort of year, is that break. I think his break is really good these days now, whereas it wasn't so much a couple of years back. It's a good pot, that is. Nicely controlled as well.
Yeah, and in a couple of shots, he's now turned this into to a decent chance.
He's just stunned past the two reds now, down the rail a bit, say 5-6 inches. I think he's through the gap of the red and the black to leave the yellow on the right hand side. Yeah. Perfect.
Exactly as you called. Almost as if you knew what he was going to do there, Craig.
And that's another thing as well, where you see amateur players and top professional players. They trust the queuing. They trust they'll be able to pot the ball, so there's no need to try and get close to it. And you see a lot of amateurs making mistakes, trying to get too close to balls when there's no need, as long as you can see it. People just think, well, I can pot it, that's fine. It's been a good finish yourself, because it was a little bit awkward the first couple of shots, and he's knocked a couple of good balls in.
What do you think Mark will be thinking? He's watching Liam clear these up. He'll be certain he's going to be going 2-0 down.
He'll probably be concentrating on his next break now, to be honest, and just thinking, well, it is what it is.
And I think that shot before just sort of typifies Liam. He screwed it back, and people at home might have thought, well, why did he put it to that, just to that side? But he did it so he could just put his last ball, nice natural angle, just to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just those little intricacies, isn't it, that just set him apart.
Yeah, definitely.
So one thing that I wanted to touch on with you, Craig, is people at home. A lot of people, a lot of new viewers, may not know that you won the world title 2017.
Yep.
You lost in the final in pretty dramatic way the year before.
Yeah.
To Gareth Hibbert. I mean that was crikey. I think Gareth was feeling it at the end of that match, but he got over the line.
Yeah.
It was a great final.
I'll never forget that flick when he was his last by one ball and landed on that red. I couldn't believe it.
But you came back the next year better than ever. You were focused, you were in the zone, you played fantastic, you took on the... What did it take to get over that defeat? Because that must have hurt.
It was a year of practice, to be honest. It was a year of practice. I just went back and I just thought, well, because before that final, I had a decent record in the Worlds anyway. I think I'd got like a semis and a quarter the 2 years before. So I'd had a decent run in it. And I just went back home, and it just made me more hungry, to be honest, to play. But the problem with that is that
Foul.
I won the Worlds that year, 2017, and I think I went number one for about a month, I think. That's all it was. I took over Mark, and it's sort of, I was sort of like, well, I don't really know what to do now. I don't know. I've got nothing else to do. If you like, and whereas it should have been the other way around, I should have been like striving to win, like Liam would be now. You know, striving to win as many as I could. And I did. I wasn't stopped playing, and I just sort of lost a little bit of interest, like, you know. And I believe it or not, it's taken until now to start playing again because of lockdown and sort of, you know, to get a bit of hunger back is what I lost. And it's only the last sort of 3 weeks I've changed my queue. Gavin from GQ has made me a new queue. The queue is perfect. So I've ended up changing my queue now and sort of starting again, trying to sort of find a bit of hunger to practice, like, you know. And that's what I've done the last 3 weeks before coming here. I've played quite a bit to come here.
So I'll pick up on the queue issue with you in a minute, but just going back to 2017 when you won the title, what you know, I suppose I asked Ben the similar question earlier. You know, how did it feel? What does it firstly take to become a world champion? And you know, what was the reaction afterwards? And you know,
it was weird because I lost in the final year before. I'd been through all the emotion of not winning it, if you like. When I came back in 17 and I got to, I think it was the semis. I think I played Ian Ali in the semis, if I remember rightly. To obviously play Fitzy in the final. No disrespect to them or anything, but I sort of knew I was going to win. It was weird. It was a weird feeling that I was already over the line, if you like, because I'd been through all that the year before, and I just thought, well, this is my time. I'm here now again, and I'm going to make sure I win it this time. And I wasn't nervous at all. Right. It was odd. I had no nerves. It was just pure confident all the way through. Whereas the year before, I was a little bit edgy. I missed a couple of balls in the final. But yeah, it was strange. It was a strange feeling, just to sort of know that I was going to win it rather than you know trying to grind it out. But it was a nice feeling to have. Don't get me wrong. And that's what I've missed through not playing. You know, is the invincible feeling. You know, when you're out there, and you're playing and you're breaking great and everything's just running for you. That feeling of winning and knowing you're going to win and knowing you're not going to miss is what I missed by not playing, and that's why I've started playing again, because it done my head in. I hated it. I hated the feeling of not knowing, like, and just guessing all the time. So that's why I've started playing again now. I'm practicing a little bit, but yeah, it was a strange feeling. But the elation after it, and then like when you sort of come down from it and you look at the trophy and you think, that's brilliant. Happy days.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Did it take a while to sink in?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. It did take a while. To be honest, when I sort of got home, and like people were coming up to me and asking me to sign things and autographs and all that sort of stuff, like it was really surreal. But it was nice. Don't get me wrong. But, yeah, I am looking forward to next year now for the Worlds next year, because obviously semis again last year, wasn't it? So. I do like the sets format of it, I think, because my concentration isn't great, as everybody knows. But you know, for the short periods of time, you know, that you play in the sets, like first to fives and stuff, my concentration is really good because I'm concentrating for that long. So I think that's why it suits me, to be honest. Like these guys could play for 30 hours probably and be probably look like that after 30 hours. Do you know what I mean? But I'm quite like that, really.
Interesting thoughts there from a former world champion who's got aspirations on lifting the title next year. No person has ever won the title twice, let alone defend it. That just shows how tough it is, isn't it? You know, to win one of them.
Absolutely. The standard of the tour now, and I'm not even just talking about the professionals. Some of the amateurs that will be professional. You know, no ifs or buts about it. Are really, really good. You know, off the top of my head, like sort of obviously Jake Dylan Newlove was obviously a pro last year. He's obviously amateur this year. Michael Tomlinson is another one. He's a decent player, you know. There's a guy from Scotland, Robert Stevens, I think.
Yeah.
He's a decent player as well.
Yeah.
What's the other fella? Adam Basu, another really good player.
Wade,
yeah.
Making some good strides.
There's loads of good amateurs playing on tour now.
Nathan Davis from
Nathan
your way.
Davis, yeah, he's not new this weekend, but yeah, he's another one. You know, he's a good talent.
Mm.
And he's hungry. He loves the game, like, you know, which is why we need to be.
Extension call.
So in the meantime, Mark Farnsworth had a unlucky enough. Liam duly cleared, as he does. And then, he's looking to stamp home that double break, as it were. And he's got first opportunity at these Reds, and the form is in. You just don't think he's missing these.
No chance. No chance. And this is the frustrating thing with pool. For a pool player, you can be out there and do nothing wrong, and be 4-0 down. Like he's going to be now. He's going to be in 2 minutes' time. He's going to be 4-0 down. He had half a chance in the first frame, but he missed that double. But
Yeah, it was certainly not an easy double.
no, it doesn't warrant 4-0. But if you don't get the run at the ball, and you don't get the chances, you can't win at this game. That's the end of it.
Yeah, and that's the brutality, as you say. He's missed one double, and he's going to be 4-0 down.
Yeah, exactly. And that happens all the time. That's not now and again. That happens all the time in all matches.
But conversely, the beauty is that Liam, the same could happen in the next four frames.
Exactly. I played Christie the other day.
10
He's run the first 2. I missed a chance in the next one, and then I've run the next 8 more or less.
Yeah.
So 3-0.
Well, I'd
Without him
give
getting
him
a
a
goal.
warm up.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Before.
But, yeah, it is a brutal game. That's what makes it exciting as well.
Yeah, and that's why we're sort of famed for having all these close matches and the twists and the turns. And you talked about the set format of the Worlds. It's a shame we can't play more events with set formats.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was wondering, like say for instance now, introducing into a tour, like having one tour where the format is sets. Say for instance, just for maybe mixing, just for the sake of mixing things up, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how that go down with like a lot of pros or a lot of amateurs as well, I suppose. What do you think?
I think it's definitely got legs. I definitely would like to have individuality for each event.
Absolutely,
I think just doing the same every event
10
is...
seconds.
Yeah, it's a bit monotonous sometimes, isn't it? But
yeah. So I think whilst we've announced the details for the tour next year, we've not announced the formats because we're still looking at that. And I think it's always about trying to innovate, but making sure it's the right innovations. And as we say, that the set format, maybe it's something we could introduce. Obviously, it makes matches longer.
yeah, it does. I suppose that's the problem. Yeah.
But
10 seconds.
that's not means to say that we can't do it.
No.
That just means revisiting the schedule and seeing how we can make it work. But set format is definitely a very, very exciting way to play.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
And we see that at the Worlds. I mean, you can be 3-0 up in a set, and
You might not get another shot.
one, just like we've seen here.
Yeah.
One kicked in off, and you've lost the set 4-3 from sitting pretty.
100%. Yeah. And I've done it, and it's done it against me as well. So
Yeah.
many times.
10
There was,
seconds.
I don't know if it was. I think it was you. Did you play Clint in this? I remember one match at the Worlds, and
I lost the first set 5-0.
yeah,
I lost the first set 5-0,
and it was like, well, crikey, this is going to be over soon.
Yeah.
And then I think you probably won 3-1 or something.
yeah,
it's
I
just,
don't think I missed the ball in the rest of the match. It was odd, but that was the year I won it. I can't remember which year that was. That might have been the year I won it. It was in the quarters, was it?
possibly.
I can't remember. Anyway, but the year I won it, I think I lost every first set apart from the final.
Yeah.
Oh no, I did lose the first set in the final apart from the semis. I think
Right.
every other round I lost the first set.
Mm. Yeah, and in a best of 3 sets in the early. Is it?
Yeah.
No, it's best of 5
Best
sets.
of 5
isn't it?
sets, yeah. And then best of 7 and sets in the final. Isn't it?
It's that long since we've done one. I've forgotten the formats.
It's been a couple of years now, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, really looking forward to that in February. That'll be coming here on the BBC all 5 days.
Fantastic. That's right, yeah.
Book the week off. You won't be going anywhere. Yeah, that should be good. Everybody going head to head for the biggest prize in the
Frame
sport.
5. Mark Farnsworth to break. Trailing
So,
4 frames
The
to nil.
biggest prize check we've had in pool, I think, isn't it?
Time running.
Yep, yeah,
Yes,
they're
for the winner, yeah.
growing
Ever,
quite
I think.
nicely.
100% up, I think. Anyway,
So definitely worth winning this next year, Craig. So can Mark Farnsworth
Needs something to happen here. Something needs to change. Or the yellow's going in the middle. Oh, it's not.
and all of a sudden you can see a path for those yellows.
And look how bad he's at that break there. The balls have hardly moved. You know what I mean? Go back, look at the white. It's all the balls have gone sticky, and he hasn't timed that very well.
Yeah, probably just tried to put a bit more in and just lost his time a little bit.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
He'll be.
Extension call.
I think he'll be feeling a little bit frustrated at the moment. Mark Farnsworth just cannot get a foothold in this match whatsoever, through very little fault of his own.
No, as I said, Liam's playing really well.
But it's a long way to go yet. We've seen it happen time and time again. I mean, just look at your match in the quarter final, 7-5 down, and so you've won the last three. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know how the hell I won that match. I still don't know today. He needs to play one good shot here, Liam, I think. I'm not sure if the yellow, well, I think he's closest to now, it goes in the middle. If not, he'll be playing the long one and then playing the yellow off the red, I think.
Yeah, into the centre.
Yep.
So it's all about this next pot. Yeah, it's looking at the long pot.
10 seconds.
And these are so much easier when you're 4-0 up rather than 4-0 down.
Just got to stroke it in, doesn't need to worry about position.
Oh.
But he's missed that one by some way.
Yeah. But again, Mark isn't really on anything, you know. He hasn't really got a shot.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? If your opponent gets first chance, you've always got the worst suit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So even if they do miss, you more often than not they're going to be not very appetising, and those reds are not very appetising at all.
Extension call.
He's in a bit of bother here. My safety game is really good, so I'll have a think now what shot he's going to play.
In fact, I think we saw you play a safety shot earlier.
I did play one.
I was a bit surprised.
I did play one.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised. But, bit of a collector's item. But I thought you were going to twitch it, to be honest. But you managed to play the safety successfully, I think. So it looks like he's taking the long pot. He's played it well.
Has he run too far? Can he get past the black, I reckon? Play the one in the middle.
He's not really got... yeah, if you can see that one, can he? It looks like... I don't think he can. It looks tight.
Oh, it looks like he's playing the long one. Now, surely he's looking at this in the left-hand corner, I think. Surely he's playing this in the right-hand corner, not the red out.
Right corner.
Yeah,
try and
right
cover the
corner.
bag if he misses it and develop the other red.
Knock the red out.
Oh, that is so unlucky. Wow.
The ball's just not running for him. He just can't get his hand on the table. He can't get any rhythm, and there's nothing worse than that. It's hard, you know.
Yep. I was trying to have him to force the issue.
Yeah.
And more often than not, it goes wrong, and your opponent's just left with pretty routine stuff to finish off. As you say, that is the craziness and brutality of this game. You know, Mark, he looked like he was just getting into his form in the semi-final.
Yeah.
I mean, John didn't play great. You know, let's be fair. He was. I think
he gave a few chances away.
I don't think he's in the best of health this weekend. But it's still his B game's still pretty good.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You know, Mark did what he needed to do. He was taking the chances, nice and fluent. Very, very solid, but you know this match now it's completely turned around and he's just clutching at scraps.
Yeah, and this is the problem with the game. Like, you know, first to 8,
10 seconds.
sometimes there's not enough time for the match to turn. You know, for the momentum to change. And the sports, yeah, 5-zip. And then Liam's break as well.
I mean, I'd be thinking at this stage, just let me get one.
Yeah. like look how easy it is now, 4-0 up. balls are on the hole for him, and he still takes all the time to clear them. He makes sure. I'd love to be able to be like I can't. I've tried, but it ruins my sort of rhythm, like, you know. But
Yeah. Yeah, you've got to play your own game, haven't you?
you've got to take your hat off to him, like, for how hard he works and how hard he tries.
And easy as you like, this black.
Fine zip.
And that is a 5-0 lead for the professional number one from Scotland, Liam Dunster. And it'll be him to break in the next frame, and it's looking a little bit ominous at the moment for Mark Farnsworth. What can he do? What can he do?
Well, the first thing, he's hand on the table, isn't he? I mean, like this sort of situation now, you just want an easy finish. Like you're hoping now, Liam just comes up dry, he leaves them all sitting in the middle of the table, and you just plot them all in, and then sort of, you know, get at least a little foothold in the match. But, you know, at the moment he's got nothing, and like the red he's missed in the last frame, I know it's not easy, but I'd still back him to pot it if it was 2-all or 3-1 up or something, you know. But now 4-0 down, they look a little bit harder then, and the pockets are a little bit smaller, like, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. Tiny. So far, Craig, have you enjoyed the hospitality and the event so far here at the Isle of Man?
I absolutely love the Isle of Man. As I said, I've been here loads of times playing for Wales and sort of things as well, not just the tours, but yeah, it's a great place. And the hotel is probably the best one we go to be honest, on any pool event. I really like the hotel. I got myself a little sea view room with a little balcony. It's lovely, it is.
Not right good if it's raining.
Which it usually is over here.
Well, you've got a better view than I have. I think I've got the roof.
I've got the car park.
I've got the car park, yeah. I don't really spend much time in the room, that's the thing. So it doesn't
No,
really
you
matter
don't,
what
no.
the view is.
Right, Mark. These need to go. Or you need to take control of this frame straight away, or this is going to be endless boats. You feel 5-0, you know, it's not the end of the world. You can easily run the next 5, but you need to knock a finish in now to sort of gain a little bit of confidence. You know.
10 seconds.
Yep, a bit of confidence and a bit of momentum.
Yeah, momentum is massive. Obviously in any sport anyway, but especially out there.
What do you think he's looking at here, Craig? Is he looking at reds or yellows?
Probably reds, to be honest.
Bound to go yellows.
No, yellow. Sorry, yeah. If you play, but he needs to land through that gap of the red and yellow at the top to be able to pot the one over the hole, knock it out. Just stands back about an inch or so. Yeah, I think he's on it. It's tight, that is. Reds. What am I on about? Reds. Let's forget for not looking. Sorry, guys. I was sipping my beer.
It's not right good playing this game if you're colourblind, is it, Craig?
No, you'll struggle.
10 seconds.
Another thing as well, the shot clock can beat him here, because when you're 5-0 down, you want to sort of a bit more time to have a think, and you haven't got time to think. You've got to play the shot, and that's the end of it. That is, it's a bit frustrating, to be honest. But it is what it is, the nature of our game. It's what makes our game exciting as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It was one of the big game changers, bringing in the shot clock.
Yeah, definitely.
I was telling a story yesterday to someone who asked me about when I first started playing pool, and I think I was about 18, 19, and a friend of mine said, "Come to this tournament." So I went to this event in Salford.
All right.
At the Rialto in Salford, and it was a best of 5, and it lasted 3 3/4 hours.
Wow. Oh, of course, because it had been You can roll up behind ball and then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah, it was the old rules.
Yeah. Yeah, they were torture. And when I was playing when I was a kid for the junior side of it, them are the rules then. And oh my god, some of the guys used to absolutely torture me. Because I've always played this way. Even before I went to play snooker, I've always been all out attack. Oh, brutal rules, man. I don't know why he's left this till now. This is odd. This is because he can obviously plant it. So I'm assuming that's why he's played for you.
I thought he was going to try and pot it direct and then just screw the white back off the red to try and clear the path. Oh, no, goes in the middle.
Wow, I would never have thought that from his camera angle. Right. I thought the plant was on there where he left the balls.
So he'll just stun the white into the red and leave the long black.
This black's huge. Keep him in a match or kick him out of it, basically.
Yeah. Does the comeback start now? He's going to stun this one in. He's not going to roll it in. He's going to punch it in.
Good black.
No mistake. That is a quality finish there. Just exactly what he needed. Just to get something out of this match so far. And 5-1 is his break. And we've said it so many times. In 10 minutes' time, it could be 5-3, 5-4, and
that's it. Game on again.
It's game on. Yeah.
I will say, Liam's probably the hardest player to do that against. Sort of come back against, if you like. I know it can be done. Because all it takes is a couple of dry breaks, but the pace that he plays at, and that's how sure he is all the time on the finish. I think it's tough for Mark to come back from here.
But he's made the start. I mean, 5-1. If he can get to something like 6-4, something just to.
And when you're out there, that's sort of the sort of thing you're thinking of. If I can stop him getting on the hill and get 4 or 5 frames on the board, then I'll have a chance.
Yep. I mean, you top players are not really bothered about being 2 or 3 frames down. Even if they're on the hill, because that if things can go your way, you can do 3 or 4 quite easily.
The way to think is if he's done this to me, then I can do it to him, no bother. I wonder who's going to hit these now.
He won't be holding back. Where's the white? He's okay. It's on solid ground. And
better break. Nice contact as well.
One thing that we've not talked about is break cues. So it's sort of come into our game over the past sort of 4 or 5 years, really, I guess.
Yeah.
So the players will have a separate cue that will use specifically for breaking. Why do you think that's happened? And 2, have you got one? And what makes a good break cue?
Yeah, I've got one. There's an old thing. People think, like, people say hard tips are good for breaking. Light cues. Some people say heavy cues, and it's just all personal preference. Light cues, so you can push a cue through fast and get more power. Heavy cue, a bit of more of a deader sort of sound when you're hitting them. Mine's fairly light. I think mine is like 17 ounces, something, or 16.5 ounces. But I've tried loads of them, and I just much prefer breaking with my playing cue. I know it does a bit of damage, and that's why I've ended up changing my cue now because of that. Because I've ended up having extended, because new firewalls and all that sort of stuff, and it just ruined the balance of my old one. So I ended up having a new cue because of it. But me personally, I'd rather break my playing cue. But it's not sustainable, like. So yeah, the answer to the question is I do have a break cue.
And you would get the answer in the end.
Yeah, you got it in the end. Good ball.
Nice shot.
Yeah, they're not really for me. But as you say, everybody's got one now these days. I think it's just a thing now. People just buy it when they pick the cue up. They got a break cue with them, whether it be a rack cue from a club or whatever it may be.
Yeah, they've certainly become a key a key part for some. Well, that's
Great
all right
shot,
result.
that is. Oh, you didn't play it. I thought you might have played that one.
It's certainly become a key part of the equipment over the last few years
definitely.
for a lot of people.
I'll be taking my tip off when I get home. It's a bit hard for me. I don't like them really hard, the brick sort of tips. I don't like them, so I'm going to be ripping my tip off and putting it around when I get home. Just a normal elk mask will do me. I know they don't last as long, but
yeah, when you think about it, it's all parts of the game that have developed and changed over the last. You talk about tips. There's a lot more tip manufacturers in the market.
When
sort of 10, 15 years ago.
When I first started, blue elk, that's it. Yeah,
yeah,
that's it. Of course, there's all sorts now. Well, you wouldn't even be able to name all of them. They're all lots of them.
Yeah, I think it's very difficult to find good, consistent tips.
I think that's the reason behind it. I think a lot of new tips have come out because Elkmaster and Brutality went so inconsistent over the years. But now, what they tend to do now, what I do, my playing tip is Elkmaster, and I press in a vice. So I press it so it compresses it. It makes it a little bit harder, and it basically makes it playable straight away. Whereas before you have to, like years ago, you have to play with the tip for a week to knock it in. Don't have to do that anymore. Just knock it. It's already knocked in because it's been in the vice for like a week, whatever it is. My mate does it for me. I don't do it. But
and how do you hit the white ball with the vice then on your tip?
Yeah, well, this is the problem. See, this is what I got to figure out.
That's an interesting one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing these days now, because what happened was I had a box of them, and they all were really spongy, and they'd fray all the time. Anyway, they were same tips I've used for years because I had a big box of them, but they went really high. I don't know why. Maybe moisture or something. I don't know. So I put them in a vice and press them, and they play now like a normal tip, like they're already knocked in.
Some interesting tips there from the top. In the meanwhile, Mark Farnsworth gets his second frame on the trot on the board, and
Liam's been sat there now for 10 minutes. So is what you're hoping for, like the fine margins in our game at the top. You're hoping now he sort of doesn't hit the break very well because he's been sat there for 10 minutes, and that's basically as far down as it goes. You're looking for them really small little things that could help you, like to get a frame.
So this is a pretty big part of this match coming up now. Can the Mark Farnsworth recovery continue, or is it going to be stopped in its tracks?
It's going to be stopped.
Yeah, certainly those reds have opened up quite nicely indeed. He'll just be spending his time now.
Which one do the reds?
10 seconds. Extension call.
They're just a little bit darker than the yellows if you're watching in black and white.
Yeah, it's a good break always. When I break, I tend to bring the white straight back to the back rail where I'm coming from. But I notice Liam does that quite a lot. He stands into the side rail and brings the white round rather than coming straight back.
Ten seconds.
So first opportunity to the Scotsman.
Baby-faced assassin.
He's 46, he's looking young. Yeah, he's certainly going to be around for many, many years.
Oh, absolutely.
He's going to need to build an extension, I think, for all the silverware that he's going to amass.
He's going to be a nuisance for a long time for a lot of players, I can tell you. I think he's a little bit short. I wonder if he can just drop it in, or maybe he has to play a bit of side and stand into the red,
10
maybe.
seconds.
Maybe he has to stand into the red to hold. I'm not quite sure from this camera angle. No, he's playing outside, so he's rolling in.
He doesn't want to be straight
No,
on
he
that
doesn't
one.
want to be straight, no. Saying that if he's straight, he's not all that bad. He can screw back to the side rail and to run across then to where his cue is with a little bit of side. Not ideal, obviously, but he's still okay, I think.
10 seconds.
Oh, and there you go. See, that is the downside of Liam's game. Unfortunately, it's just when he has to hit the ball a little harder. And it generally reminds me of a lot is sort of Mark Williams at snooker. When he has to hit the ball a little bit harder, he loses all his cue action goes, you know. But that's what happened there. He's hit that rather than through it, you know.
10 seconds.
He's got a shot nonetheless.
He's still got a shot, yeah.
Oh, this is going to be a big shot. He's digging down on the white ball. This could be a crowd pleaser.
Great poke.
What a shot.
Or a kiss as well.
Fully committed to that shot and got all the rewards he deserved.
Good pot. Great pot, that is.
It'd have been very easy to play that, just a plain ball, try and cover the bag. But he just took the bull by the horns.
And that's the difference, you know, with the top professionals and the not so top professionals, because you know some people are thinking, oh, should I cover the bag? Yeah. If he covers the bag, he's going to lose the frame anyway. So he just as well go for it.
And
Great finish that is.
6-2, and that is a complete momentum stopper for Mark Farnsworth. We'll just see this shot again. This is world-class shot. This is what it takes to become number one.
Aye, that kiss is what it takes to become number one.
Well, he deserved the kiss.
No, he
after
deserved
the
the kiss for the pot.
And the way that he played it, you know, the way that he tapped the ball.
100%, I agree. Great pot, great ball.
So just when Mark thought there might have been a glimmer, it was short-lived. Now he's got to start again. Just got to be concentrating on this break, try and give it everything he can. Hope he gets a ball and get another frame on the board. I think if he could get to 6-4, you know, if he gets to 7-3, if they share the next two, 7-3, Liam is a huge favourite.
These next two frames, he needs these next two frames to get to 6-4.
Turning 6 frames to 2.
And then after that,
Yeah,
you just never know.
as long as you can keep him from getting to the hill, you know, you always feel like you're still in the match, you know. When he's in the hill, you know, when you're on the hill, one good break or one bad shot and you're gone.
Where's the white?
Oh, bad rack.
Where's the white going to get? Oh, it's nearly threatened.
Dodgy rack, that, I'm afraid. Balls haven't gone anywhere, balls haven't opened, look. Watch the balls now. So yeah, they're all stagnant. From about 4 or 5 of them just stayed there, more or less.
So it's just not happening for Mark Farnsworth in this match.
10 seconds. Extension call.
I never ever think he was I don't think he's like a black belt in like taekwondo or something it is. I never think that would looking at him like amazing start that is. I never knew that until recently.
Red just made it, just had enough energy on it to drop.
Just for the viewers at home, by the way, I was talking about Liam, not Mark.
Well, I'm glad you clarified that, Craig, because I just wasn't certain for a second. I won't argue with either of them.
No. He's played for his hard ball now.
This is just it's just Liam through and through.
Yeah.
This sort of, gets the opportunity. Just the little intricate shots there. He's just screwed it back, just to nudge that red off the cushion a couple of inches.
Leave his bad ball.
Yeah.
He's on his bad ball now straight away.
10 seconds.
And it's basically now a one-shot for him now because, he knocks this in and he's home and dry, really. Good Kevin.
Yeah, didn't even touch.
Times the ball nice, fair play.
Straight into the centre of the pocket, even from that angle.
Yeah. There's not much of a centre there from there.
Yeah, it's certainly great to see, and all the viewers who are watching, next time you go over a game and try some of these shots that these players are playing, and impress your colleagues by talking about pattern play. But they just, they make it look so easy. I mean, I hear people say, "Oh, pool's an easy game." Well, yeah, when you see these players doing this, football's an easy game. All you got to do is kick it. You don't get much easier than that. But the best players kick it better than anybody else, don't they?
Exactly. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, this is looking pretty ominous for Mark Farnsworth. He's going to have to perform one of the biggest comebacks since Frank Sinatra if he is going to get his hands on the title, because in the next few seconds he is going to be 7-2 down to a player who just does not look like making
might
any
not even
mistakes.
get on the shot now because it's like Liam's break next, isn't it? So.
Absolutely relentless from the Scotsman.
Too good.
He might not have mastered the break this weekend, but he's mastered the clearances. Yeah, Mark I think he'll be a little frustrated. I think he played well yesterday, and maybe not his best today, but in the semi-final certainly it looked like he was, just getting that momentum going.
He'd have been banging up for this as well, with obviously Liam being number one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's just never been in the match really. But as I said to you earlier, that's the nature of the game, and that can happen next time they play. That can happen to Liam. Mark could do this to Liam next time they play. It's just the nature of the game, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Because the top players make it look so easy. If they get like 3 or 4 good chances in a row, 80% of the time they're going to take all 4, and that's it.
So here we go, frame 10. Is this going to be the last frame tonight in the final?
Let you know after this break. That's another good split, that is. A little bit sticky. Got one dodgy yellow. She goes yellows, but yeah, I won't be surprised if he gets these.
Yep, I think you just got that feeling.
Yeah,
he's going to get them.
Yeah,
you just that sort of.
The way the match has gone, he's probably going to get these.
He could either play on that yellow on the left, or he could try and move it out. I think he might play on it. Bottom left corner, something like that.
Yeah, possibly. I think if he drops the one in the middle now, the right down middle, plays the other one in this other middle, I think he's over dry. I think he plays the plant and knocks it out, and that's it. That's it. Plays that one in that middle. He can play the plant, then come off 2 rails, just nudge it from behind, and that's it. No more work to do.
Apart from collect the trophy and have a few words with me. That's, I think they'd rather play a pool than have a few words with me.
10 seconds.
I've not had my teeth in today, crikey.
I will say this has been absolutely clinical from Liam, but yeah. He hasn't. The first frame was a little bit ropey from the pair of them, but apart from that, he's been brilliant.
Yep.
10 seconds.
Off to a little nudge. Fantastic. I played this game before, so you can.
So I'm led to believe. I've read your CV.
Good shot. If you can put the cue in the air now and think the one of these actually cannoned into the middle.
And the sign there of a player at absolute peak of his game, didn't overhit it. You know, if you're struggling a bit, you're sort of going to hit it a little bit harder.
Yeah.
He just knew exactly where he was spinning the white ball, got the nudge he wanted, and he's pretty much 4 shots away from...
By going 2 rails, he was always going to hit it out. I mean, if he went off the top rail, he could have come behind it, he could have anything, you know. And it's all about giving yourself a shot, you know, a chance. And that's what he's really good at. His shot selection is really good as well.
10 seconds.
Give him the trophy now. Give him the trophy now. Stop the fight, ref.
Yeah, if it had been boxing, he'd have...
You're throwing a towel in now.
Yeah, he's won all 15 rounds on the judges' scorecard.
Yeah, he's been clinical. I know he's had the best of chances, but he's deserved the best of chances as well because he's broke really well in this match. Funny enough, he didn't break really well against me, but he broke really well in this match. Brilliant.
And in the black goes Liam Dunster is the winner. A fantastic performance there from the Scotsman, the pro #1, and just enforcing why he's the best player in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a world class performance by the world #1. Brilliant. Fair play to him.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll go do the presentation ceremony. Craig, thanks for your time.
No problem. Take care, guys.
Have a great rest of the weekend.
Yeah, we'll do.
Well, welcome back to the arena here in the Isle of Man, and what a fantastic final by 2 of the best players in the world right now. First of all, let's introduce our runner-up, Mark Farnsworth. Mark, he just was pretty clinical and didn't really let you get in that match at all.
Yeah, I made a bad mistake in the first frame, but after that he was brilliant all the way through the match. I think I came back to the table 5-0 down. I've had a couple of decent finishes to go to 5-2. Then he's played absolutely brilliant shot. He's lost position and played a great shot on the yellow, I think it was, to make it 6-2, and then dish next 2, absolutely superb. You cannot really do anything with it.
Yeah, 5-0. It was looking grim, but you did, you show your fighting spirits. Two nice finishes, and almost could have gone 5-3, and then it's all to play for.
Yeah, like I said, a bad mistake in the first frame, but after that, kind of fault him. He's been brilliant all the way through the match. Obviously, could have nicked that one at 5-2. Could have maybe snuck back in it, but just sat in my chair and watched, and he faultless. So fair play and congratulations. Yeah,
so thanks a lot. Some kind words there, Mark. Thanks a lot for playing your part in a great tournament. Well done, Mark Farnsworth. But it's another title for the man from Scotland. It's Liam Dunster. Liam, that was as clinical performance as we've seen all weekend. You must be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, delighted. Yeah, I think I've played well as that in other matches, but I think the difference here was that I broke really well. I think that's the first match that I've actually broke really well. Commiserations, obviously, to Mark. Like he says, the first frame was the big one, to be honest. And then after that, I've just kicked on.
Did just something click in the match that you just seemed completely in control, in the zone, absolutely faultless pull?
No, like I say, I think it was just down to the breaks, because in other matches I was playing well, finishing, but then I was coming to the table to break, and then I was broken and I just sat back down again because it was a dry break constantly. But luckily for me, in that match I was consistently getting a ball, so I think that was the difference.
Well, Liam, it was an absolutely fantastic performance, really entertaining, and it gives me great pleasure to give you the trophy and announce you as the International Professional Champion.